Good evening, guys. Welcome back to the channel. We are back here with the Ultimate Racing League and the League 3 drivers in the Super Touring Series. This is round 6, race 1. So the guys been out doing some qualifying and they are now back on the grid. This is the grid after qualifying. So Smith is on pole. We got Wacky Racer there in second place. Virtually Alba actually down in third. That's unexpected turnout for the books. Toten in fourth. We've got Broady in fifth. Smoky Tom is sixth. Stealth is seventh. Firepower eighth. Graham is 9th, Biggie 10th, and Max bringing up the rear in 11th. So without further ado, let's get into it. Klaxon sounds, the lights go out, they are off again. There we go, there's a lot of people making some moves off the start, so a lot of positions to be gained and lost here in this early stages. So Wack is heading up the field at the moment, that's Wayne. He's got Toten behind him. Toten managing to make his way up to second place, I believe. I think Smith was up there, wasn't he? But Alba currently third place, being hounded by Smith, who is all over the back of him now. We got Smoky Tom there as well. Smoky Tom looking to try and make some moves in that Citroen GT. He's been very strong this season in that thing. Didn't think it was going to, well, started the season, didn't think it was going to be a very competitive car. It's turned out to be a very competitive car. So I think that's going to be one to watch in the coming seasons. He's actually moved through to fourth place. We've lost Smith. Smith dropping down the order now. He's dropped down to seventh. No, he's dropped even further down the field. So we've got Wacky Racer Toten. Virtually Alba in third place. We've got Smoky Tom in fourth, being chased down by Broady in fifth. Firepower, he's sixth. Stealth, seventh. Biggie is eighth. Graham, ninth. And Smith all the way down in 10th. Now he's going to lose that position to Max as well as Max moves through. So maybe Smith having some mechanical issues with that car this evening. See, he's just had another off again there. Maybe they've not quite got the suspension geometry worked out. Meanwhile, Wack is starting to try and get his head down. He's going to try and turn this one into a win, it looks like. Obviously 2 races this evening. I think it's 2 half-an-hour endurance races. Meanwhile, Wack putting on a bit of a display. Now we've got Toten behind him in second place, being hounded now by virtually Alba. Alba looking for any way that he can try and get past him. Bit of a moment there from Toten. I think there was a tiny bit of contact and Alba had to back out slightly to let him keep that position, which has brought Smokey and Broady up into the picture as well. This is looking like it's going to be a 4-way battle for second place. Toten doing all he can at the moment to try and stay ahead of Alba. And looking like Alba actually under some pressure from Smoky Tom now. Smoky Tom has come out of nowhere. I did see they crept up a bit closer, 4th and 5th, but yeah, really starting to pressure 3rd and 2nd now. Alba looking like he's actually got the move done on Toten. Toten went a little bit deep, opened the door and he's taken that move away from him. Taking that position away from him. He's still there on his outside, but I think Alba's got it sewn up now, he has. So Toten's going to have to slot in behind him. Now creating a bit of a buffer to Smoky Tom, but Smoky Tom's got Broady going up his inside. I think he's managed to get that move done, he has. So Smoky Tom dropping to 5th, Broady moving up to 4th. Bit of smoke there. I think it was Alba's car. I think Alba having a slight lock up through that last turn. So look at the 2 Citroen boys. Firepower's not far behind Smoky Tom now as well. 2 Citroen boys, they want some of this. Toten taking up that 2nd place again. Alba, he's dropped to 5th. So this front field battle really is starting here. Oh no, Smokey's been tagged. Smokey's been tagged, he's been sent round. So Wacky Racer still currently 1st place. He's got a nice gap over the rest of the field now, at least. Well, it's a good 6 or 7 seconds, I'd say. Toten, he's moved up to 2nd place. He was having a battle with Alba, but Alba's dropped to 4th now. He's got a bit of breathing space over Broady, who's following him in 3rd. We've got the 2 Genesis teammates, Alba and Biggie, 4th and 5th. Followed by the 2 Citroen GT teammates of Firepower and Smoky Tom, 6th and 7th. It's definitely turning into a good race, isn't it? So we've got Wacky Racer, Toten, Brody, Virtually Alba, Biggie, Firepower 6th place, Smoky Tom 7th, Graham is up to 8th, Smith, he's 9th, Stealth 10th, and Max in 11th. Try and find the action. So Wack is now starting to stretch his legs. He's got quite a handsome gap over the rest of the field. He's not having to worry about defending. Hopefully he's going to manage that tyre wear. I think he did start doing this in another one of the races, didn't it? And then he had a moment and it all came undone. Brody not quite able to creep onto the back of Toten just yet. He was there, wasn't it? Looking like he was looking for the position, but I think he had a bit of a moment. Slight moment for a couple of the turns. Lost a tiny bit of his momentum, but still firmly with him. Not at any risk of losing that place to Alba either. Alba looking like he's a little bit on the back foot around here, around Kyoto driving Park Myabi. Maybe the Genesis not quite suiting this track. Big now having to go defensive against Tom. He's looking for the move, he's got up the inside, he's managed to get it done. Late on the brakes there from Tom, but there was only the slightest bit of contact. I think he's got away with that. Good move. Biggie dropping to 6th now. He's become the meat in the 2 Citroen slices of bread. He's the meat in the sandwich. Firepower. Currently 7th. He's going to be looking to try and take that position away from Biggie, try and put him under some pressure, see if he can force him into an error. Meanwhile, Graham's having the best race of his season so far. Up to 8th place. I think maybe he's fired his engineers, got a new bunch on board, and perhaps he's feeling a bit more settled with that Jag now. A little bit too late though, being round 6. We've only got 2 more after this. Stealth. Still 9th. And in fact, Smith had started making his way back through, hadn't he? And he's now down at the back of the field, so maybe having a moment again. Perhaps he fancies it from the start of the grid. Obviously, he will start on pole position, being a reverse grid for the feature race. Meanwhile, Wayne, he's having a great drive at the moment. I think he may have to start trying to work on saving them tyres as much as he can. I don't think there's a pit stop in this first race. I think it's only the second race. Almost having a bit of a moment through that last turn. Using as much of the curbs as he possibly can. You want to make sure he doesn't get too greedy on them curbs, because it can upset the car. And it probably will come into play with a tyre wear as well. As he starts lap 14, it doesn't look like Toten's managed to chip away at that gap too much. Here he is in 2nd place. He's actually created a bit of a gap now to Brody, so a bit of breathing space there for Toten. I think he'd be happy with that. He's not had the greatest of seasons in the Mustang, but I think he's definitely on to finish in the top of the standings. I think we've got Alba, Toten and Whack. I'd have to have a look at the standings to confirm. Yeah, and I can tell you it is, oh in fact it's at the moment, in this round, or after this round, it's Alba, Toten, Brody for the top three. Wacky Racer only just is behind Brody by 3 points. I believe that is, oh no, he's actually behind by 20 points. So Wacky Racer, he's trying to look to close that gap at the top of the standings at the moment. Still out in first place. I think Toten is starting to creep up onto the back of him. I think maybe Wack's starting to suffer with that tyre wear. I did say I thought he might have to worry about his tyres a bit more than some of the rest of the guys, but in fact Toten looks like he's on equal tyre wear, so the gap is definitely starting to close though, isn't it? So we've got Toten followed by Brody, third place. Alba, he's dropped a little way off the back of him now as well. Oh, bit of smoke there from his rear tyre. I think he was getting a tiny bit of a lock up. That was probably that front left again. Smoky Tom started to creep up onto him now. Lining him up in them sights. He's going to let them heat seekers go anytime soon. Does look kind of reminiscent of a scene from Ace Combat. I think Smoky Tom fancies himself as Top Gun. Maverick. We got Ghost behind him. A little way down the road now. Trying to chase him down though. Firepower. If I can just say, it's looked like Firepower's looked a lot more at home in the Citroen this season. He looks a little bit like a fish out of water in the TT. Excuse me. He looked a little bit like a fish out of water in the TT, didn't he? But he's definitely making waves in the Citroen. Got an absolutely huge gap over Stealth, who's in 7th place. Stealth being chased down by Graham. Graham actually looking like he's trying to size a move up. Graham currently 8th. But he has, he's got a move done. He's got it up the inside. So Graham moving up to 7th place. Stealth's still there though. Stealth is trying to come back now. He's going to try and go the long way round. He's going to have the superior grip. Graham managing to keep that place. Stealth's just going to have to stick with him for a minute. Try and work on that. Work in that slipstream. Great racing there from Graham though. As I say, definitely one of his best outings so far this season. Looking like him and that Jag are just coming together now, but it's a shame that it didn't happen earlier. Stealth dropping to 8th. He's actually starting to drop out of that toe range as well. He's definitely going to be sat in the dirty air now. Oh, as he is working on closing that gap again. I think maybe the Supra slightly better on the brakes than the Jaguar. He's managing to close up through the braking zones, but Oh, it's Alba. Alba's actually into the pits. So we have got somebody in the pits. We have got people going into the pits in this first race. Toten's just come out of the pits. He's just been passed by Stealth. He is on the fresher tyres. Wacky Race has got in now, so I assume that Stealth and Graham probably will go in anytime soon. Toten getting the move done down the inside. Not wanting to hang around behind these guys too long. He has actually managed to undercut a few of the guys who are in the pits at the moment, moving up to 4th place. Graham's up to 3rd. Go on, Graham. Toten all over the back of him though. He looks very fast, doesn't he? Does Toten? He definitely looks like he's got the pace advantage at the moment. He's going to get that move done. He's slung it up the inside. Yeah, he gets it done easily. Graham, he's definitely got the grip deficit. The deg on them tyres quite high now. Choosing to stay out though. He's choosing track position. Stealth choosing to stay out as well. Stealth up to 5th. So Alba re-emerges in 6th place. He's got Smoky Tom behind him in 7th. We've got Smith in 8th. He's still yet to pit. Firepower, he's back out in 9th. Biggie drops to 11th. As Max goes through. Max yet to pit. So Brody, new race leader. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. Brody is your new race leader. He is on very heavily worn softs now. I don't think he's going to be able to keep that ahead of Wacky Racer for much longer. That is Biggie, we can see behind him, that isn't Wack, so he's not got to worry about that car. I do fancy he'll be going in this time. And he's not, he stayed out, so he favours he can take these tyres for another lap. Looking to extend. Not sure he's going to have the grip to do so, but he's doing well at the moment. Nice gap over Wack. I think Wack will come onto the back of him as he comes out of the pits if he doesn't manage to overtake him. Toten with the current fastest lap of 39.4. Wack was just putting in purple sectors, but that last one was green, so not looking like he's going to take the fastest lap this time around. See Brody, he's in the pits now. I think he's going to lose that position. Yeah, Wack moves through. Wayne moves through. He's your new race leader. He was the leader, wasn't he, at the start of the race? He was on pole and he managed to pull away from the rest of the pack. He's managed to get himself back up there. Toten not too far behind him. Toten is looking to try and eat into that gap. Alba back up to 3rd place. He dropped to 4th, hadn't he? But doing well at the moment. Favouring the undercut. He's managed to get past Brody, so can't see Brody in the background there. He's having a bit of a battle with Smoky Tom and Firepower. Actually managing to get past Firepower. He's on the back of Smoky now. Smoky must have gone in a lap earlier. He's looking like he's on a couple of laps older softs. Brody is starting to put him under some pressure. Firepower not far behind in 6th place. So he can cross the start finish line, start lap 29. I think 10 minutes left, just under, or just over. So Firepower, he's been having a cracking race, hasn't he? Currently sat in 6th. He's got a nice gap as well, hasn't he, to the rest of the field. So Graham was up to 3rd, he's back out in 7th, still ahead of Stealth. Stealth is chasing him down now though, you can see that there in that shot. Trying to put the work in, trying to close the gap to Graham. Might be trying to force him into an error. But Graham's doing well at the moment. Then we got Smith, Stealth's teammate. He's managed to make his way back up to 9th place. He was sat in at 11th, wasn't he? So he's going to work now on them softs, trying to close that gap to his teammate, but he's got quite a bit of work to do. He's got his work cut out for him. Biggie currently 10th. He's trying to stick with Toten. Use the advantage of that slipstream to try and maybe get onto the back of the rest of the field. Oh, we've got a spinner. I saw a spinner on the track map, not sure who it was. Oh, it was Max. See him lighting the tyres up there. Getting that Mercedes going again. It's unlucky, Max. Meanwhile, Whack, he's still out ahead of Toten. He's still got that gap. It does look like he's using them softs quite a lot faster than some of the other guys, but again, his and Toten's tyres look fairly equal, to be fair. He's actually got the fastest lap of 39.4. But fairly consistent laps in from lap 24. They've all been 39s. Toten. Toten's still trying to bridge the gap, but unsuccessfully so far. Does look like he is starting to close it little by little, but 8 minutes left. Alba's still currently 3rd place, but Brody is all over the back of him now. He has managed to close that gap quite significantly. He was sat behind Firepower and Smokey, wasn't he? He managed to make his way onto the back of Alba now. Really starting to try and put the pressure on now, it looks like. Not quite managing to find his way through just yet. He's going to keep chasing, isn't he? I think he's on the... Yeah, Alba's tyres are a lot worse for wear. Well, a lot more worse for wear than Brody's are, so... Brody extending, and he's got the grip advantage now, he's got the tyre advantage. Looks like Alba's getting a little bit out of shape up ahead of him, maybe starting to struggle with that tyre wear. Brody's still not quite close enough to go for a move, but he is closing that gap every lap, isn't he? Smoky Tom, 5th place. He's been having a cracking race so far though, hasn't he? Got a bit of a gap now though to Brody. Kind of dropped off the back of him somewhat, but he has got a nice bit of breathing space to Firepower his teammate, who is currently 6th place. Firepower coming up to lap Biggie. Stealth has actually managed to find his way past Graham, though Graham's got back past him again. Graham having a cracking out in this evening. Stealth trying to close back up. He's gone deep. That cost him through that last turn. Smith started to creep up as well. Maybe a three-way battle starting to form here for 7th position. Graham doing all he can to try and stay ahead of Stealth. He did lose that place, didn't he? But managed to get back past him. Great switch back there from Graham. Stealth, he's still there though. He's still all over him. He's definitely trying to set a move up, isn't he, as Stealth? He's trying to remain as close as he can. Maybe even try and force Graham into an error. Make it a bit easier for himself. And Stealth's teammate Smith is now creeping up onto the back of him, as I said before. It's looking like he may be able to start trying to challenge the 2 cars ahead of him. There he is. You can see him battling up ahead. He's done well, hasn't he? He was at the back of the field. He's done well to come back through and get onto the back of Stealth. Biggie was dead last. He's got past Max. We saw Max having that spin. That was unlucky there from Max. I guess he must have had a moment and just lit them tyres up and couldn't quite get it going again. And there he is, down on 11th, just getting a lap there by... That was Whack, just going past him. He's going to have Toten to contend with soon as well. Looking a little bit out of shape. He's had some issues this season, hasn't he, as Max, bless him. Not the greatest of seasons. But Wacky Racer, still your race leader. Looking good for it at the moment. He's still got a nice gap over Toten. It was only a couple of seconds behind him, but I'm not sure with how much grip he's got left on them tyres, he's going to be able to do it. Although Toten is, we've seen in the Friday Night Championships, he is the king of tyre wear. It looks like Max having a moment up ahead. I think maybe he was conscious of the blue flags and just dipped it off the track. So Toten got through quite easily. He's not been held up by Max. Brody finally managing to get past Alba. I did wonder when it might happen. Alba on the very, very heavily worn softs. He pitted a lot earlier than Brody. Brody choosing to extend, and it's paid dividends. It's definitely given him the advantage coming into the final stage of this race. Actually looking like he's extending as well. And Alba, unfortunately, he's just picked up a whole second's worth of penalty. That is going to definitely pay into play, isn't it? He's going to lose that momentum, and I think he's going to lose the slip of Brody. He's not going to be able to re-challenge for that 3rd position. That was Max in the barrier again, creating a smoke screen. See how much Alba drops off the back of Brody when he serves this penalty. Yeah, see, he's lost quite a lot of speed there, hasn't he? Brody able to run away now. He's got a bit of time to breathe. He's not going to be able to catch up to the front two now, but he's not going to have to worry about throwing them defensive shapes. So as we come into the final stage of this race, the last 20 seconds, I believe, we've got Wacky Racer on pole, we've got Tote in second place, Broady's third place, we've got Alba in fourth. Firepower managing to get past his teammate, he's moved up to fifth. Smoky Tom, not sure what happened to Smoky, must have had a moment, he's down in sixth. Smith, currently seventh. Graham, eighth. Stealth, ninth. Biggie, 10th. And Max, 11th. So we've got on board with the race leader. This is the final lap. And in fact, some of the guys not going to get to do a victory lap. So we've got Alba finishing in fourth place. Firepower, fifth. Smoky Tom, sixth. Smith, he did a good job, didn't he? He's managed to finish in seventh. Graham, eighth. Stealth, ninth. Biggie, 10th. And Wacky Racer, here he is. He's going to take the checkered flag. He's won that first one. Wacky Racer, Toten, second place. Brody, he's going to round off the podium. Great driving there from them guys. Your League 3 drivers in the Ultimate Racing League, Super Touring, round 6, race 1. That was race 1, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. I'll see you for the next one. I've been your boy Vex. Good night.